Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Vlogmas. In today's vlog, we are going to be tackling my skincare shelf. I have two large skincare shelves in my bathroom, as well as a skincare tray, as well as a skincare like tower type of thing. We will see how much we get done today, but I definitely want to kind of organize through my skincare shelf, pull things that I haven't used in a while, things that I don't think that I'm going to use for a while, maybe things that haven't really worked for me, and also put new things on there as well. I've been itching to organize this through, get some products kind of cycled out, maybe things that haven't worked for me in a while, maybe things that I'm not really drawn to, possibly things that I think would work better for someone else that I could like give them the products, you know. All right, here is our skincare shelf that we're working with. So I have two very long shelves here, and if you're curious, I have talked about this in the past on Instagram. I showed you guys this whenever we were building it. My husband and I built it. Actually, I shouldn't even take credit. My husband built it. He 3D printed the brackets right here, and then we just used scrap wood that we had from other DIY projects. He sanded it down, we stained it and everything, and voila, some skincare shelves. They're very long. I wanted something that would take up this entire wall because we have our bathroom mirror here and then obviously the door. I also have this storage thing for my Shark FlexStyle, but also now my Dyson. This is the skincare shelf that I'm typically pulling from morning and night. I'll give you guys like mini speed reviews of everything and let you know what I'm keeping on there, what I'm removing for now, and also I'm excited to kind of put new products in there that I've been wanting to try out. So now is the time. Now is finally the time to switch them out. I think to start off, we will do what's the easiest, which is this top section right here. This section right here is actually my husband's section. I kind of already know the products that he has been using and the ones that he hasn't touched in like months. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of those things. All of this Curology stuff. I actually used Curology for a little while, I think 2 years ago. And I had like one of the subscription things, but the products were coming too quickly for me to even finish up. And that's kind of why he ended up with some of these. He did like these and I also liked these, but because I'm constantly testing products out, I just kind of hand-me-down them over to him. And he ended up finding other products through trial and error that he likes better than these. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss these. They are definitely over a year old now, so I don't even think they're good. I do have this little jar of like reusable cotton rounds. To be honest, I haven't touched these in a while, but I don't feel right throwing them away. So I'm gonna just keep them for now. We have this Shea Moisture 100% pure Jamaican black castor oil. I believe that he uses this in his hair. I'm not sure if he uses this as often as his other oil. He has this that he uses, and this one sits at the sink. So I'm assuming he uses that more often. I'll go ahead and keep that just in case he does use it. We have this Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with avocado. He really liked this because it's nice and thick. I really like this as well, but it's almost out and it kind of looks bad now. It's very runny. It has kind of split apart. I believe I bought this over 2 years ago. So probably not the best to be putting on the face. He's actually on a work trip right now. So he took like the majority of his skincare with him. That's why we just have like what's left over on the shelf. We have this Tula 24/7 Power Swipe Hydrating Eye Balm. This is a good balm, but I don't really think that he is drawn to this. This is nice and hydrating. I actually think that this is a pretty good product. Ooh, but it smells bad. Okay, that's gonna have to go. We have the Origins Ginseng Into the Glow Brightening Serum. I don't know if he still uses this. It smells fine. There's still a good amount, and I feel like he started using this year. So I'm inclined to say we should keep it. Okay, we have the Inkey List Brighten Eye Cream, Illuminating Eye Cream right here. This is pretty good. I like the metal applicator on here, and I know he does as well, but look, that tip gets really gunky. I don't know, it just kind of freaks me out how gunky that gets. I'm gonna take a photo of these products that I'm unsure about, send it to him and ask him which ones he wants me to keep, and which ones he's okay with me tossing. I know he doesn't use this one though, the Biossance lactic acid. It's a chemical exfoliant essentially, but it has dust on it. It's definitely over 12 months old, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss that one. And lastly, we have the Good Molecules Daily Brightening Serum, and looking at it now, it's actually completely empty. So I don't know why this is still on the shelf, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that one away. First section of the shelf is done. That was so fast and easy. But again, that was my husband's section, and it wasn't even all of his skincare. Oh, you know what? He actually does have more stuff here on the sink. Completely empty. This Belief True Cream Aqua Bomb. We got these at Costco. It was in a 2-pack. And he really liked this. I really like this. If you have oily skin and you don't like something super heavy, then this is nice because it's a gel texture, but it also has a little bit of a creaminess to it. Also, this CosRx all-in-one Snail Mucin Cream. We both really love this. This is empty as well. Okay, he just texted me back. He wants to keep the Inky List eye cream and the vitamin C, but he did say to go ahead and toss the Trader Joe's sunscreen. There's only a little bit left in here, and I actually am not a huge fan of this because it has that silicone texture to it. It's supposed to be an alternative to the Supergoop one, the Unseen Sunscreen. I believe I did a TikTok on this when this first came out and I shared my thoughts on it. I don't even really remember, but for the most part, they felt similar to me. But he has other sunscreens now that he really, really loves opposed to this. And this has like maybe one use left. Actually, I can use this like on my chest. I'm actually gonna keep this and put this like on my chest. I think I need to preface this. I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video. I have these categorized out in terms of what kind of product they are. So up top here, we have most of the toners, and we have a little bit of body care, and all of my facial sprays are right there. This section right underneath the facial sprays are the serums and the actives that I like to use. We have a couple of masks here and a couple of facial pads as well as up there. And then moving to the right, we have all the moisturizers, and then at the very end of this shelf, we have our sunscreens. So for the most part, it is organized chaos. I've actually been really struggling to get these products off of the shelf because I have every intention to try them. I know that they're good products, but it's really difficult for someone like me who tests out products pretty often to get the full experience of skincare if I have to like cycle them out quickly. Unfortunately, I feel like skincare is one of the hardest things to review because it just takes much longer to get the full experience, get all of my thoughts, and really get the full benefits of everything. But whatever I can try on my own, I do definitely try because I'm very curious and I love to experience like new skincare and new makeup and all that, you know? Okay, we'll move on to the rest of the top shelf. We have this Peace Out Retinol Eye Stick. I'm gonna keep this one around. Both me and my husband kind of touch this once in a while. I like to use this on my eyes, but I also like to use these on any acne spots that I have. It really helps to kind of like calm them down, and it helps to heal them as well. And my husband is prone to like crow's feet around his eyes, so I'm trying to get him into the habit of using more retinol type of products around his eyes. We have this Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair Cream. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to get him into anti-aging stuff because of the crow's feet and everything. This is still pretty full, but I'm gonna keep it around because I think that this is a really great product. I've heard really good things about it. It's a nice, thick moisturizer for nighttime if you don't tend to like anything too thick during the day. I also have this Mod Soothe Ingrown Hair Oil. This one they sent to me whenever it came out. It's this small little bottle. Again, my husband has this over here by the sink because like around his beard and stuff, he sometimes gets ingrowns. So I told him to use this between like shaving. And then also he has this Harry's shave cream. I'm gonna keep this. This is his shaving cream. But that's everything that's on the sink on his side. Okay, moving on, we're gonna tackle some toners. This is the Natori Hatamugi Skin Conditioner. This one is actually from Japan. I will be doing a Japanese skincare and makeup haul, by the way, during Vlogmas. I have used this a ton and I've only gone through a little bit of the bottle. I like to use this to do my DIY sheet masks. If you guys have never seen me talk about that, essentially you just take very thin cotton pads, soak them, and then leave them on the face for a couple of minutes, and it acts just like a sheet mask. This one's really nice because it's very conditioning on the skin, and it's also great for fighting like irritation and acne. So we are for sure keeping this on the shelf because I actually reach for this quite often. For now though, everything that I'm keeping, I'm just gonna kind of like move to the side. We have 2 other toners. These are kind of like active toners. The Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant with salicylic acid. Everyone knows this one. This one is going to be the chemical exfoliant toner, supposed to help even skin tone, help with irritation, acne, and everything. From the sounds of it, it maybe has like this much left, but I stopped using it because I felt like it was clashing too much with my acne products whenever I was using very heavy like acne products for all of my really bad breakouts and stuff. I just felt like I wasn't getting enough hydration from this, and it was kind of stripping my skincare barrier too much. And actually, I feel like I don't really need it anymore. It's not really necessary. I use other chemical exfoliants now. I'm sorry if you can hear me like crinkling her toy. She will not stop. Like, she's sitting at the bathroom door just playing with her toys and barking at us. I know I have some friends that are curious about this. So if they want it, I will give it to them. I always feel kind of weird giving products that are like very used, but a lot of my friends are like, I don't care, I want to try it. So that's that. Next, we have this Hada Labo Gokujun Trouble Care Toner. So toners and lotions in Japan are the same thing. They're synonymous to each other. And this one I do want to start using again. I stopped using it because, again, I kind of decided that I wanted to use more hydrating toners versus toners that have any sort of active ingredient. But the thing with Hada Labo, the actives in them are very gentle. So I feel like I can incorporate this and it'll give me a little bit of hydration as well as that acne fighting aspect to it. I'm kind of in between though. We'll put it on the shelf as a maybe. I have these 2 MetaHeal toning pads. I got these when we were in LA. I wanted the blue one because that's the one that everyone was talking about on TikTok, but it was completely sold out. I am not too much in the habit of using toning pads, even though every time I'm like, I'm gonna use them because of how convenient they're supposed to be. So this one is a Vitamide brightening pad, essentially like vitamin C. It's supposed to help with hyperpigmentation and dull skin. This is the Tea Tree Trouble Pad. This is supposed to help with inflammation, irritation on the skin, acne, all the things. So I feel like I should keep these, and I think that I need to use these during the day because my night skincare routine is pretty solid. So I use specific serums and stuff to tackle those active ingredients at night, but I don't necessarily have that in the daytime. So I think I will keep these on the shelf and kind of make myself use them during the day. These are actually my most used toners right here. So this Isntree Onion New Pear Essence Toner is really good. I really like this one. I feel like it's very soothing to the skin as well as very hydrating. It helps calm the skin and strengthen the skincare barrier. I like to use this whenever I feel like my skin is super irritated and I just need something to balance out my skin, balance out the pH levels, and I like to keep this on the shelf for those days. I don't use this every single day anymore. I was at some point, but I don't really do that anymore. But I like to have the option to use this because I feel like it just works so well at really repairing my skin. The Hada Labo Gokujun lotion. This says it's the hydrating milk, but I actually refilled this with the regular essence. Like, this is the clear one. Initially, this is the bottle for the milky one. I love the milky one, and I have an unopened one in my PR drawer right now, but I want to use this one before I open that. I really love this essence toner. It has a little bit of a thickness to it, but you can tell it definitely has some viscosity to it, and it feels incredibly hydrating on the skin. It pairs well with pretty much any skincare product. I like this specifically for hydrating the skin and balancing it before going in with any of my serums. The Misha Time Revolution, the first essence This is supposed to be a dupe for the SK2 essence, and I like this. It has fermentation in it, and I find that this helps to kind of like tighten and firm the skin. After I do my retinol nights, I like to use this one because I feel like the combination of the two really help to firm and like tighten the skin. So I'm keeping that on there. This is an incredible alternative to the Paula's Choice one simply because it's made for sensitive skin. I find that it's not stripping and it doesn't hurt my skincare barrier. If anything, it's super hydrating as well as being a chemical exfoliant. Did everything that the Paula's Choice one did and then some. Like, it really hydrated the skin. Clearly you guys can see I love toners. I'm like not getting rid of any. The Peach and Lily Wild Dew Treatment Essence. This is like my go-to toner as of lately. I think it's great. It also has quite a thicker viscosity, just like the Hada Lava one. It's not as thin as water. As you can kind of see, the bubbles that are moving in there, they move quite slowly because it is a little bit thicker of a consistency. I love this for hydration. I feel like it really helps to brighten my skin as well. This is really nice as a calming toner as well. I would categorize this similarly to that Isntree Onion Repair Toner, but this one I think is even more gentle than that one. I like this, but because I'm keeping so many toners on my shelf, I think that I will pass this one along just because I don't reach for it as often, and I'm trying to really organize this shelf and like get things off of it. I have the CosRx AHA BHA Clarifying Treatment Toner, and actually I didn't use this much on my face. I mainly used this on my body. So for any body acne, if I had any on my back, on my chest, and my husband as well. You can also use this kind of for ingrowns. So if you tend to have ingrowns after you shave, you can spray it directly on that area, or you can spray it onto a cotton pad and then like swipe it on that way. But I haven't reached for this in weeks, to be honest, and my husband hasn't either. So this is either going in the giveaway or toss pile. I think this is a good one to give away. I think someone will still get a good amount of use out of this, and there's enough product in here for them to figure out if they really like it and they want to purchase it. Tower 28 SOS spray, my go-to holy grail spray right now. It really helps to calm my irritated skin. It's nice to spray on after I cleanse my face because it kind of counteracts any dryness that may happen, because I do use panoxyl and salicylic cleansers, so it can tend to dry my face out, and this kind of helps to rebalance it. And because I started using this, I kind of stopped using this one. This is the Slug Boost from FutureWise. I love their packaging. One of my friends was like raving about this brand for so long on Instagram, and she finally like convinced me to get this, but to be honest, I didn't really see too much of a difference, and if anything, I kind of feel like it broke me out. A lot of this year, I was just breaking out, and some of it was like very obvious, and some of it was just like, is it hormonal or is it products I'm using? But if you have more dry skin, or maybe now that it's the winter time, if you do tend to get more dry skin, something like this would be nice because it's just hydrating. That's really all that this seems to do. But I'm gonna pass this along to somebody. It's still very full. Next, we have the Topicals Faded and Like Butter mists. This again is gonna be a chemical type of spray. You can see it kind of like turns color, which I know that it does that because of the ingredients in it, but it also like, I don't know, it just looks weird to me. I have a pretty solid skin cycle routine, and this one just doesn't work into that very often. I actually have the Faded lotion over here, and that is part of my usual chemical exfoliant routine. So that's kind of why I don't really use this, because it's the same thing in a mist form. Because I like the lotion so much, I may just go ahead and pass this along. Like I said, I do have more combination oily skin, so I don't really find it necessary to rehydrate my skin throughout the day. I do really like this mist, and during the summertime I was using this like on my body with my body lotion, and I did use it to refresh my skin during the day, like in the morning time, but I kind of feel like this may be a little too heavy on my skin, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along as well. It's a shame because I love the Topicals products. Like the products I really love, I like really love. They're holy grails. So I hope that someone gets good use out of those. I have two Maylis products and I love these. This is the Be Thick. It's a booty enhancing mask. It's so good and it smells incredible. It smells like a melted slushy. It feels so hydrating on the skin, and I do feel like it kind of like tightens up the skin. I do use this like on my butt and my thighs. And then we have the Be Tight. It's the Lift and Firm. So this one, again, you can use on your butt, on your legs. I like to focus this on both of those areas. If you've ever used Maylis, you know that they have a really, really warming sensation, and this definitely has that. And it lasts for a long time. So the first time I used it, I like slathered it on with a bunch of other Maylis products. So my whole body felt like it was on fire. And I was like, dang. But truly, with consistent use, you can really see a difference with these products. And I think in conjunction with like working out and exercise, it just gives you the best results. I'm gonna keep these, but I don't want them on my skincare shelf. I feel like my body products, I want to kind of condense in one area aside from the shelves. Okay, and the last things that are on that shelf, we have this Vey Green Nature Mucin Cream. It's supposed to be an alternative for snail mucin. And I wanted the serum, but they actually sent me the cream, and I don't really have much of a use for this in my regular routine. I tried to use this as a moisturizer, but I just have so many other moisturizers I really love. It feels nice, but it doesn't give me enough hydration. I feel like if you're very, very oily, this would be a good alternative. I'm really dying to try the serum though, for sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along just because I don't know, it just really hasn't like spoken to me. The CosRX Comfort Ceramide Cream Mist, I actually really like this again as like a milky toner type of thing, but in a mist form. I feel like this is nice and calming on the skin, but sometimes I felt like maybe it was breaking me out. I don't know, maybe it was in my head. I really love the mist on this. It's a very nice, gentle spray, like do you see that? It's so gentle, very, very fine. And I actually don't reach for this as much anymore. I was using this day and night before I got the Tower 28 SOS spray. I feel like I want to use this again though, so I'm gonna keep this one on the shelf. The Beekman 1802 Milkshake Hyaluronic Acid and Squalane Facial Toner Mist. This one intrigued me so much because of that biphasal aspect of it, and it just looks so yummy and hydrating. But honestly, I feel like it was too greasy on my skin. It's too hydrating on my skin. If you have more dry skin, like I said, then this would be great. If you don't have sensitive skin like I do, then I think that this would be really nice because it definitely gives you that extra layer of hydration that you may need. But I'm gonna be passing this one along as well because I just think it's too much for my skin and my skincare routine. This DMK Herb and Mineral Moisture Spray, I got it from my esthetician, and this one is nice as well. It's kind of like an in-between of a hydrating type of mist as well as kind of an active spray. I feel like I don't use it often though, but I also don't want to get rid of it. I feel like this is a really good travel type of spray. I also don't really know too much of what it does. Like looking up product information for things like this is very difficult, so maybe I'll look into it again. I'm not gonna get rid of it just yet. Okay, that was the first shelf. That was the top shelf, and everything right here are all the things we're keeping. It's pretty much toner. I'm pretty sure it's just all toner. Moving right along here, let's go over to this section, the serum section. CosRX Snail Mucin. I use this every morning, every night, keeping it. This is perfect for after you tone your face when your face is still damp. I'm just gonna put everything up here for now. Another product I got from my esthetician, this is the Glymed Plus Age Management Skincare System Living Cell Clarifier. She said it's supposed to be good for acne as well as just helping with any irritation on the skin. I don't know if it actually helped to diminish any acne, but I do think that it helped to like calm my skin a little bit. I have used probably the whole bottle of this, and I didn't feel like this by itself was like transforming my skin. When I first started using this, I was like having incredibly bad breakouts, so I think I just associate it with that. When I feel like I want a little extra protection, like if I feel some breakouts forming, I will use this in conjunction with another salicylic acid product or a benzoyl peroxide product, and it works really great like that. But this is definitely more of a layering type of active for me. So I'm gonna keep it because I'm almost out of it. I'm gonna finish it up, but I probably won't repurchase it because it's pretty pricey. Next, we have the Dermalogica Age Bright Clearing Serum, and I haven't used this in so long. The UFO Acne Oil from Sunday Riley is what I wanted this one to be. This was just not it. It didn't really do anything for my skin, and I feel like it really dried my skin out. I'm going to go ahead and toss this actually because this is over 2 years old. I bought this before my wedding. All of these I use all the time. So all of these I'm keeping. My Mary and May Niacinamide Serum, I've talked about this in my Mary and May video. I love the way that this makes my face look. I love the way that it makes it feel. It looks like glass and it kind of helps to balance my oils. It evens my skin tone. I feel like it helps with brightening. So I'm gonna keep this. I just started using this one, the Dr. Althea Vitamin C Boosting Serum. It's 20% vitamin C. And this one I saw on TikTok and I got it from Yes Style, which I'm super thankful for. And I really like this consistency. It's almost like a jelly consistency, but when you actually go to spread it out on the skin, it spreads so far. One drop will cover one entire side of my face. Like, it goes a very long way. And so far, I think it's really nice. So here is the Faded Topicals Serum. It's kind of like this lotion. And this is the product that I was talking about that I use instead of the mist. It's basically the same thing. I believe it's the exact same ingredients, but in a serum form. I love this. I cycle this out in my skincare routine, like my skin cycling routine. And I cycle it with this product usually. This is the Face Reality 8% L-Mandelic Serum. Again, I got this from my esthetician. I really like this. It feels a little bit strong, like you can almost feel it tingling a little bit, but afterwards, like in the morning when I wake up, my skin looks so soft, so smooth, all my texture is gone. This does the same thing, except this is more of a lotion versus a clear serum. It gives me all of those things while also making my skin look really hydrated. These are great if you're trying to combat any texture or any like stubborn breakouts, you know? I have the Roto CC Milano Vitamin C drops. I really like this. It looks full, but I just keep like popping it back and like adding air to it whenever I use it. I don't know why, but it like tends to leak even though, you know, I put the cap on, and anytime it's just like sitting on the shelf, it seems to pool inside of the cap and like leak, which sucks. But this product is really, really good. It's a very, very thin vitamin C serum. If you want a vitamin C that's like no fuss, this is perfect. This goes a long way, not as much as the other vitamin C serum. This one feels a little bit more like an oil versus a gel, where this one feels like a gel. And it takes a little bit longer to absorb into the skin. However, it completely absorbs into the skin. And I feel like it really helps to diminish any acne scars that are forming from any breakouts that I had. I just opened this one up. They sent this to me a while back, but I was like, I can't wait anymore. I want to use it. This is the Peach and Lily Retinol for All Renewing Serum. It's supposed to be a more gentle alternative to a retinol, but it only has one step of being like an active retinol, I believe. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but retinol with an A is stronger than retinol with an O. My tretinoin, I feel like the tretinoin is just too strong for me. I know that people say that your skin is supposed to purge when you start using tretinoin, but my skin was purging for a good like 4 or 5 months. And it was getting worse. It wasn't getting better. So I don't know if tretinoin's for me, guys. I think that over-the-counter stuff might be better because I think my skin is a little more sensitive. So I have been using this and this one. I'll just like rotate these two. This is the Sun By Me Retinol Intense Reactivating Serum. This is a retinol. It has 0.1%, but it also has retinol. And it has bakuchiol as well. This is incredible because it's made for those that have sensitive skin, but people that want to experience the same benefits of retinol. And it feels a little bit hydrating. It absorbs into the skin very nicely. Both of these kind of make my skin glow the next day. And the most important thing for me is that it doesn't break me out even more. And neither of these have made my skin purge, but I still do see the really good benefits of having a retinol. So I really like these. I heard such good things about this product, and it truly is a really good product. It's more of a thick, like creamy lotion. I haven't used it that much. My sleeping mask of choice recently has been this CosRX Overnight Spa Mask. It has fermented rice in it, and whenever I use this, I feel like my skin just looks super supple the next day. I use this in place of a moisturizer, not on top of it, because again, I do have more oily skin. So I don't like to layer it because I feel like it just gets to be too much product on my skin. This is the Laneige sleeping mask, and this is the CosRX one. You may not be able to tell too much of a difference here, but maybe if I swipe it, you'll see the CosRX one is a little bit thinner in consistency, whereas the Laneige one, it has more of a thick consistency. So both of them are good, but there's something about the CosRX one that I'm more drawn to. But I do want to be a little more intentional and try using this, especially with the winter coming. It's a little bit colder. So I think something a little bit more nourishing at night would be nice. So I'm going to keep both of these on the shelf. Next, we have two Beauty of Joseon serums. Both of these are very nice, but I don't reach for them often, to be honest. So I have the Glow Deep Serum, which is this one right here. The Glow Serum has rice and alpha arbutin in it, so it's supposed to be very hydrating, but also firming and help with like elasticity. And then we also have the Revive Serum, which has ginseng and snail mucin, and this one essentially is just for a lot of hydration and a lot of like calming on the skin. I used the regular Glow Serum and I used that completely up. I really liked that one. These though, I don't feel like they give me the immediate results I want them to. I actually will keep the Glow Deep Serum on my skincare shelf because I like to have something that is hydrating but also firming at the same time, like something that's a 2-in-1. But I think I'll go ahead and pass on this Revive Serum, the ginseng and snail mucin. And this one I think would work for a lot of other people, so I'm sure that someone will get good use out of this one. My holy grail for acne, this is the Sunday Riley UFO Acne Treatment Face Oil. I'm keeping this one on the shelf because I use it every morning. I'm actually almost out, but no worries because I did purchase the big bottle during Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, and that one is on its way over to me. It is an oil, but it doesn't feel like a very, very thick facial oil. It absorbs into the skin very, very nicely, and it's just so potent, but it's not stripping because it is in that oil format. And then I just got this Glow Recipe BHA plus AHA salicylic acid serum. I got this in the duo with these drops, and I got this during the Sephora sale. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the blur drops. I like something that's going to kind of make me look more dewy, or maybe I just haven't given this enough of a try. Maybe I'll keep it, maybe I'll pass it along, but I'm just gonna stick it in my pass along pile just because it hasn't impressed me so far. I am going to keep this on the shelf though because I kind of want to see if I can cycle this one with like my topicals faded and like my chemical exfoliant toners. This Rovectin Cicaclare Clearing Ampoule, I wanted to use this one before like some of those other acne serums, but I don't know, I feel like it didn't do much for me. It does have this more jelly-like texture, which I was really intrigued by, but it didn't really do much for my skin. It just felt like a hydrating serum, so I'm gonna pass this one along. This is not the newer formula. I think I bought this right before they released that new formula. I really love this mask. I love how it feels warming on the skin. It feels like it's very calming to the skin because it does have that honey. And I can't open it because it's been so long. I'm just not very good about doing face masks that are not sheet masks, like quick sheet masks anymore. But I do want to keep this. I want to use this up. Like I've used a good chunk of it, but I just need to be more mindful and actually use it. But I think I'm gonna just take it off of the skincare shelf because this is not something I reach for every day. Right now, my go-to hydrating serum is this one. This is the Innisfree Intensive Hydrating Serum. This is just an all-around, very cut and dry hydrating serum. There's no fuss to this one. Nice and hydrating. I think it's great as a layering serum because it is super thin, but it still seems to give you that residual hydration that I kind of want. So I'm keeping this on here. I use this on my recovery nights. And then I have this Numbuzin number 5 serum. This is the Goodbye Blemish serum. They actually sent this over to me a couple months back. I think it's good, but I don't think it's aggressive enough for my skin. I don't know if this is gonna stay on the skincare shelf. Again, this is going to be my maybe. I do have these Numbuzin Vitamin Niacinamide concentrated pads. It's basically niacinamide in face pads. I reach for these every once in a while. I think that they're good, so I'm gonna keep these. The Tower 28 SOS Intensive Rescue Serum. I'm so torn on this because I love this spray so much, but honestly, I don't know if this serum does enough for me. I need something aggressive for my acne, and I feel like this is not aggressive enough. I have tried to layer this as like a hydrating serum. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I'll use these interchangeably. I just was not as impressed because the spray was just so good when I started using it. I just got these from my advent calendars, my Cult Beauty and my Space & K advent calendars, and I wanted to start using these as some of my retinols. These are the Medicate products, the crystal retinols. This is for the eyes, the number 3, and then I also have the retinol 6, which is for the face. I did travel with these. I like to travel with products that have these like pump type of systems, and I broke out a lot, but I think the reason for that was because 1, I was traveling, and 2, I was PMSing, so I had breakouts start right here. That's usually like my hormonal breakouts because I was starting my period that following week. I'm gonna keep these on here. I haven't given them enough of a try yet. I feel like they definitely have a lot of potential to them. I have this little sample for an acne spot treatment from my esthetician. I haven't reached for it because I just love my La Roche-Posay benzoyl acne treatment. My Stratia Liquid Gold moisturizer. I like to use this either as a moisturizer or like a layering product, like a serum. I'm almost out of this one. This is the old packaging. I do have the newer one ready to go. And I like to use that in conjunction with the peptide cream. If you've ever seen their egg method, you do like 2 pumps of this and then you do a pump of the Lipid Gold on top, and it looks like a little sunny side up egg. It gives me the perfect amount of hydration, and it also just makes my skin look so smooth and bright and supple in the morning. Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Cream. This one is supposed to be kind of like, I think of it as this, the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm. It's like a soothing multi-purpose cream. That's kind of how I see this. It's this beautiful blue color, and I'm not gonna lie, the blue color did sell me on it. It feels beautiful on the skin. However, I don't use it as often as I would like to. I want to say that I will, but I don't think I will. I feel like I don't have enough redness. I don't have enough of that sort of irritation to really justify trying to use this often. And I don't have dry skin either, and it is a little bit of a thicker cream. So because of that, I think I'm going to pass this along. I have this little Augustinus Bader Rich Cream that I got from Sephora. I'm keeping this. I love this. We have one more set of facial pads. These are the Elemis Dynamic Resurfacing Facial Pads. Essentially, they're chemical exfoliant pads, and I've been reaching for these more often lately. I'm trying to make it a point to use these, and if I'm not using them on my face, then I'm kind of taking it down my neck and my chest. I've been a little bit more aware of my necklines forming, so I'm gonna keep this on the shelf. The Youth to the People Superfood Air Whip Moisture Cream. This is the old formula. I'm still working on this one, and I'm gonna keep it because I'm almost done with it. I like to use this at night when I want some moisture, or during the day when I feel like I need that extra boost of hydration. My go-to right now is my Mary and May Sensitive Soothing Gel Cream. I'm really almost out of this, and I'm really sad. This one I feel like is super balancing on my skin. It is that beautiful gel-like consistency that I tend to prefer when it comes to moisturizers. It doesn't compete with any other products, and it just feels like it gives me the perfect amount of hydration. Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. I love this. Nice and brightening, but also very hydrating. I'm keeping that. I'm using that actively right now. Another Maylis product, this is the Be Poise Neck and Décolleté Firming Cream. I stopped using this for a couple months, I want to say, but recently, like I said, I started noticing my necklines more, so I have been using it more often, and I want to make it a point to use this. I'm going to keep it on here because I want to try to see it more often, to use it more often. The Cocoa Kind Texture Smoothing Cream. This is nice, but I honestly just don't use it very often. It kind of smells like celery, which is not off-putting to me. I just think it's kind of funny. It smells like greens, you know? This is a very good texture. I would say it's right in the middle. It's a little thick, it's a little thin. Like, it smooths out very thin, but it feels hydrating, super hydrating on the skin. I'm gonna pass this along just because I have other moisturizers that I just love to stick to. Heimish Watermelon Moisture Soothing Gel Cream. This is an alternative to the Glow Recipe Watermelon moisturizer, and there's a ton of product in this. I use this every morning. I used it today. It gives you such a beautiful glow. It absorbs into the skin incredibly, and it feels silky on the skin as well. I got this with my Medicube devices. It's a super thick cream. It feels very luxurious. I don't reach for it enough to justify keeping it, and there's a lot of product in here. I actually feel like my mom would really like this, so I'm gonna pass this one along. Babe Original Lash Serum and Conditioner. Keeping that. I use this every 3 days, I want to say. This Skin Fix Triple Lipid Collagen Activating Serum. This is fine. I just feel like it's a hydrating serum. Like, it helps to boost your other serums. I have my Good Molecules Vitamin C Boosting Powder. I was using this for a very long time before getting those other vitamin C's. You just take a tiny little scoop of this, and then you mix it with anything really, like your moisturizer or a hydrating serum. It's a little bit more of an involved process than just like a regular vitamin C serum. So I'm gonna pass this one along. I have not been in the habit of using facial oils lately. I don't know why. I think it's because I've been really liking overnight like sleeping masks. So I use those in place of the oils, because for a while I was thinking that the oils were just too heavy on my skin. Not that it was causing breakouts, I just feel like it was not allowing my skin to really breathe and like take in what it needed to. So I'm gonna pass that one along, but I will be keeping these two oils. This is the Elemis Superfood Facial Oil. This one actually feels really beautiful, nice and lightweight. I would say this almost feels like the Sunday Riley UFO oil, where it absorbs into the skin, but it does leave you a little hydrated. This is nice if you don't like feeling like you have an oil on your face. And then the Stratia Fortify Balance Facial Oil. I feel like this is a really good, just calming type of oil. And sometimes I like to mix like a drop of this into my moisturizer. It just gives me that extra boost of hydration. We're gonna go into this last section right here, which are mainly sunscreens, a couple eye creams. These are my eye creams. I am gonna keep these because I use these as well as the Ulla Henriksen one. They just recently sent this to me the last couple of weeks, so I've been testing it out. I like this. It's nice and thin, absorbs into the skin. I don't know yet if it's really helping with any like dark circles like permanently. I want to get my husband to start using this one as well, because he does have like darker under eye bags, and typically we can see the effects of an eye cream with him. This one is going to be a little bit more of an active eye cream. I like to use this on nights that I do my chemical exfoliants on the rest of my face. It's nice and moisturizing. It's not too heavy. Sometimes I wish it was a little thicker, but it still does the job. I have my little tools right here. I use this to scoop out of my moisturizer jar. I have this little cool tip eye cream applicator. And then I also had this for the Good Molecules Vitamin C. So I'm gonna put that with the vitamin C powder. And now we got some sunscreens, and this one's actually gonna be pretty easy. I just know the sunscreens that I reach for constantly. So the Inkyless Polyglutamic Acid Dewy Sunscreen. This one, okay, let me preface by saying I'm a huge fan of Asian sunscreens because they feel like thin moisturizers, but they're still very protective. And I find that Western sunscreens are just a little too thick, even though they say that they're thinner. They still feel more thick than Asian sunscreens. So if you tend to have problems with thicker sunscreens, try an Asian one because I promise you they're so good. I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along because it does feel a little bit heavy. It leaves me with a little bit of a film and it's a little bit harder to blend out, and it leaves me with a slight white cast. The Naturium Dew Glow Moisturizer SPF 50. I actually prefer the other sunscreen that they came out with, the mineral sunscreen. That one's super thin, it blends out really easily. This one I find is a little bit greasy on the skin and also leaves me with a slight white cast. So I'm gonna pass this one along, but I have some friends that really love this sunscreen, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to them, whoever wants it. The Biore UV Aqua sunscreen. So I wanted to try this for years, like so long, and I think that it broke me out. I believe this is the formulation that still has alcohol in it. Some of them I think they formulate without alcohol. It broke me out for sure because this was the only thing that I had changed in that time frame. I know a lot of people really love this, so just because it didn't work for me, I'm not gonna toss it because I feel like someone's gonna get good use out of it. The Sun Bum Glow 30. This is a really good alternative to the Supergoop Glow Screen. I don't reach for this as often as I used to. I used to use this all the time. The thing is though, this thing is so runny that the second that you take the cap off, it starts running out. If you just tilt it over, it starts to come out, and I was like, oh, not a fan of that. This one is just, I'm not drawn to it as much because it's messy, but I really do like this sunscreen. I love how thin it is and I love the glow it gives. So I'm gonna keep that one just for, like, you know, when I want a sunscreen that has glow. But my sunscreens of choice currently are the Beauty of Joseon Ginseng Moist Sun Serum. I did a whole TikTok and Instagram reel talking about this and applying this. I think it's incredible. It feels super thin. It feels just like a gel moisturizer and it gives you the ultimate glow. And then the Skin 1004, is that how you say it? The Madagascar Centella Hyaluronic Water Fit Sun Serum. I don't know why that was so hard to say. I've been using this a lot. I feel like I'm almost out, and I'm telling you guys, I just started using this month. I hope this lasts me a little bit longer, but I love this because it feels like a very thin moisturizer. It feels so hydrating. It blends out so nicely. It does come out white, but it doesn't leave any sort of white cast. It is one of the thinnest sunscreens that I've ever used. This one, along with the Innisfree Hyaluronic Watery Sun Gel, feel very similar to me, but this one I would say feels a little bit more like a moisturizer, and I love it. It makes my skin look so dewy and smooth. I'm obsessed with it. And then the last things that I have on this shelf are like glowy products, you know? I know that this is categorized as skincare, but honestly, I kind of saw these as more like skincare aesthetic type of products. So we have the Glossier Future Dew Oil Serum. This one, it's just a glowy serum. I don't think it actually has any skincare benefits, at least for my skin. Ooh, that like separated because I haven't used it in so long. I'm going to pass that along. Wait, no, I'm gonna throw that away because it stinks. I wanted these so badly and I like don't use them. I should. I'm gonna keep this because I do like the effect of it. That's nice and thin. I need to just use that. Yeah, we'll keep this one. And then lastly, we have the D-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops from Drunk Elephant. I bought this whenever I was still working at Ulta, and they were doing a sale on it, so I got it for super cheap. I wouldn't buy this for full price. I'm gonna keep it because it's expensive, but I need to be mindful about using it. Okay, we've cleared off the shelves. Yay! So now what I'm gonna do is reorganize it and grab some products that I've been wanting to put on the shelf, and I'll come back and show you guys. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. So I finished with the skincare shelf, and I actually decided I'm not gonna add too many more products on here because it is pretty full. I did want to just line it up in like a single file instead of like stacking them in front of each other and stuff like that, just because my intention is to actually use the products that are on the shelf. Okay, so we do have a little bit of this gap right here because like I said, my husband is traveling right now, so he has some of his skincare. So I wanted to go ahead and keep that space empty for him to put the rest of his skincare when he gets home. This is his little corner right there. I went ahead and just stacked everything over there. Not stacked, I went ahead and lined everything up right there for him. Right underneath that, we kind of kept the same like template that I had earlier. So my sunscreens stayed here, but what I did, instead of keeping those reusable cotton rounds in that glass jar, I moved those, and now I have all of like my tubed products that kind of just like sat in front of other products on the shelf, followed by the sunscreens. And I did end up putting these two right in front of the sunscreens because, like I said, I want to be mindful to try to use them. So having them like in the very front versus being at the very back behind other products, I thought would be the best way to do that. And then we have our moisturizers and facial oil. I did add this Summer Fridays jet lag mask. I've been using that once in a while, so I'm gonna keep that there. Then we have our moisturizers. I didn't stack anything on top of this one because I use this every day, whereas with these two, I kind of interchange them. And then, like I said, I want to use this more often, so that's right up top, so I don't have to fuss with anything. It's just ease of use. Like, I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for myself. Then I have my sleeping masks. I added my La Roche Cicaplast Balm. This one was sitting on my sink, so I'm just putting that right in front. Not ideal, but you know, it'll work. All of our retinol options right here. We have our exfoliant options right here. I added my Good Genes from Sunday Riley because I do reach for that once in a while. So I went ahead and just put it there so I can remember to use it. Then we have kind of like our hydrating serums right here. I added this Numbuzin number 3 serum. I use this every so often, and it's supposed to be very similar to like the Estee Lauder Night Repair serum and the Lancome Advanced Genifique serum. Then we have our hydrating ones, the ones I use every morning. This is basically like my morning routine right here. You can see that vitamin C that I said tends to spill, the CC one, it did spill on here and stain my shelf. And then my go-tos every morning, vitamin C and salicylic acid treatment. The other vitamin C I did stick in here because again, it does leak, so I don't want it to leak on the shelf. And then of course, niacinamide and essences. And then right above that, we have our toning pads. I just grouped them all right here and stacked them. And then we have our sprays that we're keeping, and we have all our toners. Okay guys, that was everything for this one. I hope that you enjoyed seeing me kind of go through and organize my shelf. I hope it was entertaining for you and kind of gave you some insight on my skincare routine. I do plan on doing a video on my morning skincare routine as well as my night skincare routine, so you guys get even more of an in-depth idea of the way that I kind of do it. I know a lot of people have been asking me about my skincare routine because they've noticed that my skin has cleared up and it is a little bit more glowy now, and I really appreciate that. I truly honestly do, because for the majority of this year I was very self-conscious about my skin and how badly I was breaking out. So I'm really glad to kind of have it more in control now and have a really good routine that I feel like I can be confident in sharing with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Vlogmas. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode of Vlogmas. Bye!